Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jordan. Today, we're going to talk about reads that I would like to get to sometime in the next 5-ish months. Two current reads. I'm listening to Phantasma when I drive to work and home. I don't have that much left. I'm about 75% of the way through. Should be easy. Gonna finish that soon. I am also reading on my Kindle When the Moon Hatched, which I actually have a physical of right here, but I like reading out my Kindle much better. It's easier for me. I read it at work. I'm really sucked in. I'm about 30% of the way through that. And I've heard that about halfway through that book is when the tone kind of changes into something else. But I'm really enjoying the first half. The lore is really great. I love the world building, the idea, the concept of this world. I really like it. So I am looking forward to seeing how that turns out, but I'm a little worried that I'm going to be disappointed in the ending. We're going to start off easy with books I know I'm going to read. The book I'm going to read next is The Pumpkin Spice Cafe because I'm in the mood for a little cozy romp. I'm obsessed with Gilmore Girls right now. I'm watching it for the first time this fall. I'm on season 5. Maybe episode 17, 18-ish. I can't remember exactly. It's been a little bit since I've been able to watch, but I want Gilmore Girls in a book, and that's what I've heard this is. So I'm looking forward to it. I love a book that knows how to have fun. The other thing I'm guaranteed to read this month, in the month of November, is How to Sell a Haunted House by Grady Hendrix. This is our book club book for my book club on Fable. I'm excited to read this. I'm not really like a horror girly or a scary story girly, but I'm trying to expand because I refuse to play scary games, but I can control this. So I will try a scary book. You know, I can stop whenever I need to. So, How to Sell a Haunted House by Grady Hendrix. Next, A Little Life by Hanya Nagihara. We are buddy reading this, thank God, because I don't think I could do it alone. This is a chunker, but we're reading 90 pages a week. I'm really excited. I'm gonna take notes. Look, this paperback. This is a beautiful paperback, okay? For how thick this book is, gorgeous. So floppy. So, I am looking forward to reading this. I've been in the mood for kind of some sad literary fiction, you know? So excited to read this one with my best friend. Now that we've looked at everything that I am definitely going to read in the next probably about month and a half, we're now going to get into the books by category of everything I'd like to read in the next 5 months. So let's start with science fiction. I want to read Annihilation by Jeff Vandermeer. First of all, the cover. Hello? Second of all, I am so in the mood for some dystopian fiction. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to read this actually. And it's short, so I think I can do it. This book has been on my TBR for a long time, but I've never owned it. I'm really excited that I got to pick this up, and I can't wait to read it this winter. The next science fiction book on my list is Binti. This is a bind up of all 3 of the Binti novellas. This is African science fiction, so it's extra exciting for me. I love to read about the African diaspora. I love to delve into the culture of my people. I love it. So I'm really excited to read these, especially because I can read just Binti, or I can read all 3 novellas if I really want to. The last science fiction book on my winter TBR is Nona the Ninth. Okay, if you haven't read Gideon the Ninth, get on it, because these books, something else. They will leave you dazed and confused. You won't figure out what's going on until the very end. I love them. I have not read Nona yet. I am so excited. There is no hope in sight for Electo. As the last I checked, I'm excited to read Nona, okay? I need some more Tamsin Muir. So next, let's talk about the additional horror novel I'm reading this fall, winter. If you watched my little short about what I read in October, I read If These Walls Could Weep by Ryan Derby, someone I work with who is a published author now, which is so cool. I plan to read his next book. This one came out this year, Vendetta of the Babini Morti. I don't know what this is gonna be like. Ryan has a sick and twisted brain, so I am scared to see what he has dreamed up for his second novella, but very excited to get into his work. I don't read synopses because I don't want to know. So I'll be excited to get into this though and give Ryan all my thoughts, even if he doesn't want them. Next, let's talk about the only other literary fiction I'm reading this winter, Razorblade Tears by S.A. Cosby. This was what my best friend picked out for me on our reading retreat. So I'm really excited to get to this because it's one of her favorite books of all time. So I want to read this, want to get into it, want to discuss it with her. Looking forward to it. I know it's queer, which I love. I'm in. Next, we're gonna talk about the romance. I would like to read One for My Enemy by Olivia Blake. I know this is like a Romeo and Juliet kind of retelling. I think it's a little bit of a fantasy romance vibe. I got this at a romance only bookshop in San Diego that I loved. I have a very special place in my heart for the books I got there. I love them. So excited to get to this winter. For my little, you know, I need a little fantasy romance, a fromance every once in a while. Next, this is big on the fantasy romance, so it bridges between our next two categories. I would like to read The Jasad Heir by Sarah Hashem. I have heard many good things about this. This is a chonker, but I'm really excited. What bookmark do I have in here? Oh, I have it from the bookshop. Meet Cute. So cute. Anyway, I got The Jasad Heir and One for My Enemy at Meet Cute in San Diego. Love that bookstore. I love it so much. So I'm really excited to read this. I've been looking forward to it. I really want to move it up my TBR actually. So after I finish like Pumpkin Spice Cafe and the book club book, I might just move on to this one very quickly. So this might get read in November, or at least started. My foot's falling asleep. That's what I get for sitting on the floor and being old. Next, we're gonna get into the fantasy category. I have a lot of books in this category that I want to read now. First up, I'm going to dive in to Robin Hobb. I'm diving in to The Assassin's Apprentice, the Farseer trilogy. It's happening. We're doing it. Okay? I want in. I want to read this so badly. Reagan of the Peruse Project has talked about this series for so long. So have so many other booktubers that I love. So we're going to get into it finally. I'm gonna dive in and I'm gonna be heartbroken, I'm sure. Can't wait. Next, Between You and Me. I bought this book for the cover, but the story actually sounds really good. I would like to read A Song to Drown Rivers by Anne Liang. Look at this. The first edition. Like, I'm really excited about this book. I will also probably try to read this in December at the very latest because I want to read it so bad. Next, favorite, close to my heart, cozy fantasy. Bookshops and Bone Dust, book 2 from Travis Baldree, prequel to Legends and Lattes. I absolutely adored Legends and Lattes. Like, I special ordered the UK editions. These are from Blackwell's UK. Like, I special ordered these editions. I think this one is signed. I love these books so much. It's obviously been out for a minute. I've just been so out of reading habit this year and I'm trying to get back into them. It's been really successful so far. But so Bookshops and Bone Dust is going on the list. Next, another heavy hitter, okay? We're diving into another world. Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson. Or what is it called? The Final Empire, I think is the other title for this book. I feel as though I'm losing light very quickly now. It's that time of year. I'm really excited to get into the Cosmere and start a Brandon Sanderson book. So I've tried to start The Way of Kings, but I haven't gotten very far, and I decided that if I'm going to get into the Cosmere, I want to do it in the proper order. So I'm starting with Mistborn. That's what's been recommended the most to me from what I've seen. I hear you can start in many places, but I'm going to start with Mistborn and work my way through. Next is a pairing of books that I'm really excited about, and this is a series that is near and dear to my heart. I read these books in times of distress because they comfort me. I am talking about the Discovery of Witches series that I can't remember the actual name of. So the next book I'm adding to my TBR for the winter is Time's Convert and The Blackbird Oracle. When I heard that The Blackbird Oracle was coming out and it was an actual follow-up to the Discovery of Witches series, flabbergasted, shocked. I thought she was never going to be back in this world again. I was thrilled and I'm so excited. I think it takes place 7 years after the conclusion of A Discovery of Witches, of the Book of Life, the third book. I cannot wait to read about the babies. I need to read Time's Convert first, which is about Matthew's vampire son, Marcus. I love Marcus, but I was never really interested in reading this book, but now I have to. So Time's Convert, and I'm so excited to be back in the world. Don't get me wrong, but Time's Convert, Blackbird Oracle, those are going on the TBR. These are more books that I'll probably be able to devour. I could probably read both of these in one day because I'm that excited for these books, and I'm a voracious reader, especially when I'm reading something I love. The final fantasy book on the list, The Phoenix King by Aparna Verma. This is the last fantasy book on the list, and I am so excited. I love seeing this author's videos on Instagram and TikTok. Like, she seems so sweet, and she's so excited to see people want her book and love her book and like sign her books in stores. So it would be a dream to one day get her to sign a copy for me, because I am truly thrilled to dive into this world. Again, I'm not giving you any synopses because I don't really read synopses anymore. I will skim them to make sure I'm interested, but I pretty much go off of vibes. If I see like keywords, there's a kingdom in this, a throne, okay. I'm in. If I've heard people talk about it, which I haven't really heard a lot of people talk about this book, but it is something that I will like. The final category of books is dark academia. Winter is the time for dark academia. If you have additional dark academia recs for me, please let me know. The first book in the dark academia category in my TBR is one that is long overdue for me. Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. Look at this book. It's made for winter. This is my book of the month edition. I miss having a book of the month subscription. Book of the month, if you want to sponsor me, I would love that. How many times have people talked about Ninth House? How many times has this been recommended to you? A lot. So we're getting to it. And finally, the last physical book on my TBR, Babel by R.F. Kuang. I just know, look me in the eye, I know this is going to be one of my favorite books of all time. I can feel it in my bones, okay? Thank you. The last category is what I'm going to be reading on my Kindle. On my Kindle books are typically what I read at work. This girl comes to work with me, and I sit on my lunch break and read for 30 minutes. The first Kindle book I'll probably be reading, other than finishing When the Moon Hatched, is Metal Slinger. I am in Emmy Reed's book club on Fable, and we're reading Metal Slinger. The next thing I would like to read, The Atlas Six by Olivia Blake. I find the premise of The Atlas Six to be really interesting. I have heard mixed reviews. I'm excited about it. The next thing I want to read, The Secret History. This goes into my dark academia. Dark academia is a winter sport. It's time. The Secret History, it's happening. I'm also gonna read The Will of the Many, at least on my TikTok For You page. People have been shouting about The Will of the Many. Now, the next thing I'm gonna read, this is one that I feel apprehensive about. I am going to try my first Sally Rooney and read Intermezzo. Is this a good place to start with Sally Rooney? Maybe not, but I have heard that it's her best work, and I think normal people would piss me off, so I don't want to read that. Now, if I like Intermezzo, I might get a physical copy, and I might try other Sally Rooney's, but I wanted to get it on Kindle because it's lower stakes. It doesn't take up space in my floor library, because this is what we are working with right now. And this isn't even all my books. Imagine if I brought all my books here. I can't imagine it. So Intermezzo is my final inclusion in my winter TBR. Thank you for going through this TBR with me. It's very ambitious. It's 24 books, but that's the next 5 months. I have plenty of time. Of course, I'm sure there will be other things that come up between now and then, but this is just kind of the layout of the next 5 to 6 months. All of these hopefully will be done before March, but let's check back in start of Q2, end of Q1 of 2025 and see where we're at. I am very excited about all of these books. I think I said that a million times, and I can't wait to read all of them. I'll keep you updated on how it's all going. I'll probably, honestly, I think we're gonna have to do a 24-hour readathon or a 48-hour readathon across my work weekend one of these days and see how many of these we can get through, because I want to read for hours and hours and hours and hours and not feel bad about it, okay? Not feel like I should be doing something else. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you have a wonderful day. Please let me know in the comments, what is your winter TBR looking like? How ambitious are you feeling? As ambitious as me? If you are, I applaud you, because this is scary, actually. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you have a wonderful night, wherever you are. I hope you know that I believe in you. I care about you. We can get through anything together. So take care. Okay? Bye.